Hello, I'm Frank Fellers, the owner of Fellers. We're the world's largest wrap supply company. One of the supplies that we carry is called the Perfect tool, and it's an awesome little tool used for trimming around windows. And I'm really fortunate to have Justin Pate here. He's the world's leading wrap trainer. Justin, why is it important to have this tool in your tool chest?
Well, this is a clever little innovation. They basically came up because, window installations, but especially for Perf on windows, those type of installations are actually really easy, except for the finishing. Now you have two types of windows, ones with silicone molding and others that are free floating. Now the problem with those, with free floating, the sides are frosted, low surface energy, and with silicone, if you put the perf on the window, it's going to cause it to pull back. So now what if a lot of installers do, what this tool does is you can put your blade inside here, and then this holds the edge, and you can actually keep it away, and it creates about a 1/4 inch gap, so therefore you don't run into those issues with frosted or with silicone. And so then you create that extra durability, and it's super easy. You just simply put it in and pull. Again, creates that perfect line so you get the symmetry and you don't get the long-term durability issues. Perfect tool.
And of course, some of our manufacturers like 3M, they recommend, almost demand, that you cut back that material from these silicone liners and window trims. Otherwise, it might even affect the warranty. So, good little tool to have. Thank you, Justin, for showing this to us.
My pleasure.
The Perfect Window Perf cutting tool comes in a clear plastic container that has the website on the top for reference. Inside the container are the cutting tool, instructions, and an Allen wrench key for adjustment. The cutting tool has 2 adjustment points, an Allen bolt, and a turn knob. The knob helps adjust the buffer rod, allowing the installer to get the desired length. Once in the right spot, simply tighten. For the knife, always be sure to use a snap-off blade, preferably the Olfa stainless steel breakaway knife, sold separately. Slide the knife into the slot and adjust the buffer rod to match the length. The length of the rod may vary depending on how far the blade is extended. Tighten the knob to secure the rod, then use the Allen wrench key to tighten the hold on the knife. Make sure it's snug so the blade doesn't shift, and now it's good to go. The Perfect Window Perf cutting tool comes in extremely handy when working on vehicles with roll-up windows. These areas have soft rubber molding on top, bottom, left, right, and this can be very difficult for an installer to avoid cutting. There's also a high chance, due to the softness of the rubber, of getting crooked cuts. This obviously lowers the quality and may need to be reprinted, which cuts into the profits. To set up the Window Perf cutting tool on roll-up windows, simply tuck the material into the edges. The installer simply lifts the material away, then tucks it firmly into the rubber molding. This neutralizes and creates nice even tension, top to bottom, left to right. With the Window Perf set, always be sure to click the blade to make sure it's extra sharp, in this case using a Martor safe box. Adjust the buffer rod and then turn the knob to make sure it's nice and secure, and now you're set to go. Simply make sure the buffer rod holds the rubber. This creates a nice uniform edge. Then keep the blade at around a 10-degree angle. This makes it safe to cut on the glass without damaging the substrate. Once the cut is complete, retract the blade, then pull away the excess film. Here you can clearly see the 1/4 inch gap between the edge of the window perf and the rubber molding. On some areas, it's a good idea to extend the blade and the rod. So make this slight adjustment, and now here for the bottom portion, again, keep the rod at a nice even distance pushing into the rubber and the blade at a 10-degree angle. Nice, even, and steady. When all edges are cut, always make sure you go back and seal the deal. In this case, using 3M edge seal tape. Very important to put this on, as this increases long-term durability and keeps moisture from getting underneath the edge. Be extra sure to get all 4 sides, top, bottom, left to right. Once these are sealed, this ensures long-term durability, and here's a shot of the final result. And what's great about it, no rubber cut, and you have professional symmetry and durability. The Perfect Window Perf cutting tool also comes extremely handy on free-floating windows on vehicles. These areas are notorious for getting cuts on the body, as installers generally tend to use a long blade, which, when cutting the edge, can touch the body of the paint, and in this case, the soft rubber molding on the side. Even if the installer doesn't cut the car, if they don't cut the edge properly, this can leave too much material on the edge. Because free-floating windows have a beveled edge and they're frosted, this excess material will certainly cause it to fail, as moisture will get under the edge to compromise it. With the buffer rod creating a nice symmetrical gap, the material is cut away safely, no damage to the substrate. What's more important is the window perf stays flush to the surface, which means no water will get underneath the edges for long-term durability issues. Here on the sides, what's very common with free-floating windows is the material tends to bunch up, as most window perf film is calendar. If an installer cuts the window perf to the edge of the window, what can often happen is it creates fingers as the material starts to shrink back over time. This again causes long-term durability issues. If the perfect window perf cutting tool is used on this area, it not only creates a professional 1/4 inch gap from the sides, but in essence the installer is cutting away this tension. This means the material on the edges lays flat, again perfect for long-term durability. And especially on free-floating windows, always very important to come back with the 3M edge seal tape and secure all sides, half on the window perf, half on the window. The perfect window perf cutting tool also comes in extremely handy when working on windows for buildings, both inside and outside. Most windows have silicone molding, which is always dangerous if the material touches it, and they also have a lot of dirt behind them, which can compromise quality. With the perfect window perf cutting tool, a 1/4 inch gap can be made on all sides of the window. This keeps the material from touching any type of silicone and keeps dirt from getting under the edge of the material. Again, quality, professional results, quickly and efficiently, and again long-term durability, which means the graphics will never have to be reprinted, which means for happy clients. Always on these areas again, use the 3M edge seal tape to secure the edge. And it's always a good idea to run around all the edges with a squeegee just to make sure they're firmly sealed. And here's a shot of the final result: clean symmetrical edges on all sides, extreme durability with the edge seal tape. The perfect window perf cutting tool. It's an essential tool to avoid mistakes and creating symmetry on all types of window installations for window perforation. Always be sure to use a 45-degree blade, and keep in mind that 1/4 inch gap that the perfect window perf cutting tool creates conforms to 3M guidelines.